my opinion of it. I think it was
LA Dodger manager Tom Lasorda with a pretty good summation of the past week. Returning home after a 10-3 road trip a week from today, ready to make its move on Atlanta and San Diego, Lasorda saw his team win only 3 of 7 games in Dodger Stadium, fall an horrendous 8 games off the lead. Hang on. All Lasorda needed was for that New York sports columnist known as The Nose to rip him again, like the last time Tommy was floating on air after a strong Dodger road showing.
I'm happy, I'm grateful, I'm proud, I'm the happiest son of a in the world. And that son of a who writes out of that Daily News, that guy they call the Nose, who says that me jumping up and down is horse you ought to let him feel like I have. Who the is that anyway? Some guy that writes with a New York Daily News called the Nose. He says Lasorda jumping up and down. That's the way I feel when my team wins. And if I want to jump up and down when my team wins, and if I want to hug my players when they do good, I'm going to do it. I don't give a what the Nose says.
Oh, shut up.
How do you do? I'm Jim Healy on KLAC Los Angeles, brought to you by Datsun, which invites you to see the lowest price pickup in America, the Datsun Lil Hustler, just $58.58 by Texaco, makers of Haviland Supreme Motor Oil and other quality Texaco products by Great Western Savings, with over 120 convenient locations to serve you and nearly $11 billion in assets. Dateline, Los Angeles, full paw department. UPI story today refers to the famous Tom Lasorda. What's my opinion of Kingman's performance tape?
I think it was
Yes, that's the one. Hang on. The lead to the UPI story says, 3 years ago, Los Angeles Dodger manager Tom Lasorda exploded with a string of obscenities when asked his opinion of Dave Kingman 3 years ago. Correction. Well, actually, it was 4 years ago, this past May 14, but what the hey?
How could you ask me a question like that? What is my opinion of his performance? He hit 3 home runs. I'm to lose the game, and you ask me my opinion of his performance. I mean, that's a tough question to ask me, isn't it? What is my opinion of his performance?
Yes, it is. I asked it, and you gave me an answer.
Well, I didn't give you a good answer because I'm mad, but I mean...
That wasn't a good question.
That's a tough question to ask me right now. What is my opinion of his performance? I mean, you want me to tell you what my opinion of his performance is?
You just did.
That's right. Guy hits 3 home runs against us. I mean, I don't mean to get off or anything like that, but, you asked me my opinion. I mean, he put on a hell of a show. He hit 3 home runs. He drove in, what, 7 runs?
8.
8 runs? What the hell more can you say about it? I didn't mean to get mad or anything like that, but he asked me my opinion of his performance. See you, Joe.
Next, another baseball manager, Sparky Anderson. The night Anderson returned to Los Angeles, still hot, and an L.A. newspaper headline that had showed him up because the headline didn't match Sparky's quotes in the actual story.
No, well, but I don't give a to me, I don't care what the headline says. Whoever writing the story better control the headline then. Because that's a lot of bull. I don't need to come in this town and be made look like a fool, and I'm not going to buy that bull. So they can stick it in the I don't really give a it's not nothing. But I think it's horse when people will call you and you're trying to be right with people and you pick up a paper and it's total bull. Now, I don't think you have to do that. If you're going to shoot right with writers and be good to them and everybody else, and then the is going to turn around and you, I don't think it's right. Now, I'll tell you, you can stick it in there as far as I'm concerned. I mean it. Now, that's the way I'm going to be. I say this, I've always been fair with writers. And now, when the son of a is going to be that way, I don't give a about it. I'll be honest. Take it, stick it in the do whatever. That's the way I feel. calls you up and says, what the are you doing? It's a joke that you have to come home and have bull like that. That's all I got to say.
Next in our comparison of underground baseball classics is the recent outburst by Baltimore Oriole manager Earl Weaver on his pregame radio show on WBAL in Baltimore. Weaver's announcer asked him a question from a listener in Frederick, Maryland.
Frederick, Maryland wants to know why you and the Orioles don't go out and get some more team speed.
Team speed, for sake, you get little fleas on the bases, getting picked off, trying to steal, getting thrown out, taking runs away from you. You get them big that can hit the ball out the ballpark, and you can't make any mistakes.
Well, certainly this show is going to go down in history, Earl. Terry Elliott of Washington, D.C. wants to know why you don't use Terry Crowley as a designated hitter all the time.
Well, Terry Crowley's lucky he's in baseball, for sake. He was released by the Cincinnati Reds. He was released by the damn Atlanta Braves. We saw that Terry Crowley could sit on his ass for 8 innings and enjoy watching a baseball game just like any other fan, and has the ability to get up there and break one open in the ninth. So if this mind his own business and let me manage the team, we'd be a lot better off.
And finally, an encore from Tom Lasorda. After a New York sports columnist known as The Nose, ridiculed Lasorda last fall for being so exuberantly happy when the L.A. Dodgers clinched a spot in the World Series.
I'm happy, I'm grateful, I'm proud, I'm the happiest son of in the world. And that son of a who writes out of that Daily News, that guy they call the Nose, who says that me jumping up and down is horse you ought to let him feel like I have. Who the is that anyway? Some guy that writes with the New York Daily News called the Nose. He says, Lasorda jumping up and down. That's the way I feel when my team wins. And if I want to jump up and down when my team wins, and if I want to hug my players when they do good, I'm going to do it. I don't give a what the Nose says.
Dateline, New York City. Conquistador Cielo laying claim to be this season's best 3-year-old, and he's a shoo-in, apparently, to win that honor. Easily galloped to a record-setting win today in the Dwyer Stakes for 3-year-olds at Belmont. Conquistador Cielo had passed up the Kentucky Derby and Preakness, splashed to a 15-length victory in the Belmont Stakes. Today he took the lead under Eddie Maple at the quarter, was never headed, almost effortlessly posted a 4-length victory. He ran the mile and an eighth in 1:46 and 4 1/5 faster than Coastal's 1979 stakes record. He went off at a 1-9. Conquistador Cielo paid just $2.20 to win. Dateline, Madrid, Spain. Italy and West Germany, two of the giants of world soccer. Soccer today advanced, that is, to the semifinals of the World Cup. However, the most severe jolt of the day was Italy's 3-2 victory over mighty Brazil. Dateline, Metro Media Square, sneak preview. On our 15 sneak preview, this will be tomorrow morning. Pay attention. Tomorrow morning. Everybody has pet peeve phrases. Mine is student athletes. Student athletes. That's the buzz phrase we hear today about collegiate athletes. A good percentage of them are actually out-and-out meatheads.
Oh, that's a bunch of bull.
All right, how about chowderheads? Dateline, Philadelphia. The Philadelphia baseball Phillies activated center fielder Gary Maddox, sent rookie first baseman Len Matusak to Oklahoma City. Maddox was batting .299 when he went on the disabled list June 19 with a pulled hamstring. Dateline, Rome, Italy. Hundreds of thousands of Italians, excluding Beverly Hills' Paul Caruso, ran wild in cities and small towns all over Italy today to celebrate the national soccer team's 3-2 upset of Brazil in the quarterfinals of the World Soccer Cup. 30,000 sped through the streets in cars, motorcycles, and scooters waving tricolor flags, shouting Italia, Italia, and singing the national anthem.
Okay.
Final fact. Traffic blocked the city centers of Rome, Milan, Turin, Genoa, and other big cities for hours. Dateline, Detroit. Kent Herbeck led off the second inning with a home run. John Castino capped it with a 2-run double today. Led the Minnesota Twins to a 5-3 win over the Detroit Tigers. Bobo Castillo, the ex-Dodger, is now 4-5 on the year after notching his second straight win today as a starter. The Twins, incidentally, have won 6 of their last 8 games.
A wonderful.
Deadline, Oakland Cal. Oakland Baseball A's manager Billy Martin and pitcher Brian Kingman nearly came to blows, but it was pitching coach Art Fowler who apparently threw the only punch. The early morning dispute in Kansas City occurred when Martin chewed out Kingman. The pitcher then poked a finger in Martin's chest. Martin responded with a slap to the pitcher's jaw. Hang on. Pitching coach Fowler, who is 60, followed Martin and Kingman into a parking lot, and Fowler clipped Kingman's chin with what was described as a non-serious right hand. Dateline, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Soccer-crazy Brazilians reacted with tears, shock, and anger to their team's elimination today from the World Cup by Italy.
Okay.
Don't you have any compassion? Tagline, desolation fell over the country of Brazil after the 3-2 loss in Spain, and streets that in recent days provided the scene for samba dancing and beer drinking fell eerily quiet, said a television newscaster on a broadcast to the nation. The party is over.
Okay.
Dateline, Wimbledon, England. Although an extra day was tacked on, attendance at Wimbledon fell by 37,000 this year. Total attendance, 320,000. Of course, they had a strike of the train system and their London's marvelous underground subway system during the first week at Wimbledon. Not only that, but it rained 11 of the 13 days, so being down only 37,000, actually pretty good. Dateline, Berkeley, Cal. Female jockey Mary Bacon has been released from the hospital 23 days after a riding accident at Golden Gate Fields, which nearly cost the 34-year-old rider her life. Hospital officials said Mrs. Bacon has made a slow but steady recovery from head injury suffered in a June 9 riding mishap where she was unseated and struck by another horse. She regained full consciousness last week and was taken home. Doctors expect her to make a full recovery. Mary Bacon. Headline, Dodger Stadium. Attention radio and TV editors. Is it true all 3 major television networks are now after Dodger announcer Vin Scully? That ABC just joined CBS and NBC in the bidding war? Tagline, is it further true a fourth network has just stuck its nose in the tug of war with CBS, NBC, and ABC, wanting to ensure Scully working for them for many years in the future? Hint, you might call that 4th network the Peter O'Malley Network. Dateline, San Francisco. I left my coach
In San Francisco, I own a hill. It calls to me.
Well, that reference to the coach, that was Bill Walsh, that the Rams could have hired at one time. But anyway, San Francisco radio circles on another subject still call it a world record tonight.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they do. Hang on. For years, the San Francisco Football 49er games were carried on the Gene Autry-owned Bay Area radio station. Final take. Then Edward DiBartolo Sr. tried to buy the Chicago Baseball White Sox. Among the strong forces seeing DiBartolo did not get approval was Gene Autry. And voila! About 20 minutes later, the 49er broadcasts were mysteriously pulled off Autry's San Francisco radio station forever.
Okay.
Dateline, Anaheim front office scam. One reason for the delay in the appearance of the LA Football Rams 1982 media guide, insiders like W.B. Tucker say, is the absence of the Rams president. The Rams president is in England, vacation. Reason. The Rams president, you see, insists on approving the contents of the media guide before it can go to press. The Ram president particularly wants to approve the picture of the Ram president.
Jim Healy, you've got a horse attitude.
That's the sports picture.
Jim Healy, good night.